Hi, I'm Bill Snodgrass, and in this episode, I'm gonna answer a question. I got a Snapchat from one of my subscribers who just got his first DSLR. He actually has a Canon EOS system, and this is like his first DSLR and really his entry into photography. And his question was, and it's an applicable question for a lot of people who are just got their camera. This will fit a lot of situations. His question was, I'm going into the city of Chicago and I want to take some pictures. What settings should I put my camera on? And the answer to that is not as simple, but it doesn't have to be as complicated as it can be. There's really kind of 4 situations that you need to be prepared for. And fortunately, most of the situations are gonna be handled very simply. So daytime, are you taking buildings or are you taking people? Now this is your first time out. If you're an experienced photographer, what I'm going to tell you, you're going to roll your eyes and you're going to go, no. But if this is your first trip to the city and you want to get some pictures and you want to capture some memories and you don't want to get a lot of bad pictures, let the camera do the work for you. This is your first trip. This is your first time out with the camera. You want to focus on composition. You want to focus on operating the camera effectively, and let's just let the camera do the work for you. So what I'm going to suggest to him, and I'm going to suggest to you, this is you're going to the zoo. This is a daytime trip somewhere. Going to the park. You're going to the zoo. You're going to the amusement park. Put your camera on full auto. Put it on Scene Intelligent Auto. It's the A+ in the green square. It will do the rest of the work for you. If it's a daytime situation and you're not trying to do anything except capture memories and learn how to compose pictures, use your zoom, put it on Scene Intelligent Auto and let it do the work for you. Daytime. If you're going at night, now there's 2 situations that are going to be different. If you're going at night and you want to get pictures of the buildings, or you are going at night and you want to get pictures of people, you're going to have 2 kind of different situations. And so what I'm going to recommend is that you put it not on Scene Auto, but you put it on P, the program mode. This is going to allow it to set the aperture and the shutter speed. And then I'm going to further say, this is going to really anger some of you, put the ISO on auto. Now, if this is your first time to the park, if you're an experienced photographer, you should have probably just hit a like button and gone on to the next video by now. But if you're a new photographer, this is your new camera, you just got this camera and you're trying to figure out how to use it, put it on program and then put the ISO on auto. Now what this is going to do is it's going to prevent the flash from popping up. This is pretty much the same as the green square, except the flash won't pop up, which you don't want that under most circumstances. And if you want that to happen, you probably have thought about this a lot and you know why you want that to happen. If you don't know why you want it to happen, you probably don't want it to pop up. You don't want this onboard flash to interfere with your picture. So now you're on program auto. Are you taking pictures of the people on the street because it's nighttime, or are you taking pictures of the buildings? If you're taking pictures of the people, you're going to want your exposure to be on 0. That's just going to allow the camera to do its best to use the available light to get the best exposure for the possible situation that's in. If you're trying to get pictures of the signs, if you're trying to get pictures of the flashing lights or the neon lights or whatever, the best choice you're going to have now is to the camera is going to sense the whole scene and try to expose that properly, which means it's going to overexpose those lights that you're trying to capture. And really the only way to do this is through a little bit of trial and error, but you're going to hit the AV plus or minus button and you're going to turn your dial until you get probably maybe -2 or -1 or something in that range. And again, you can experiment. The more minus it goes, the less light it's going to let in, which means the buildings, the bricks and the streets and the trees and the flowers are going to become darker. But it's also going to mean that those signs that you're trying to get a picture of are going to also get darker until they go from being overexposed to properly exposed. So that is the two situations. Daytime, you can either put it on the green square and let it do everything, or put it on P with an auto ISO. And then at night, if you're trying to take pictures of the people who are in your scene, if you're trying to take pictures of people, then you're going to want it to be on 0 because you're trying to get the best exposure you can. And then if you want to try to get a picture of the street signs and things like that, the lights, the things that are already emitting light, then you're going to want to hit the AV button and dial it down. That's it for this tutorial. It is a quick start guide to getting that camera, that new camera that you have, getting into the city, taking some pictures, going to the park, taking some pictures, learning how to do composition, learning how to work the lens, and letting the camera deal with exposure at this stage. As you grow as a photographer, obviously you're going to want to move past letting the camera make all the decisions for you. And that is the subject. I've got some other videos that I've already published that tell you about shutter speed and ISO and aperture and how you can use those creatively. So that's it. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, sign up for notifications. Let me know what you think. If you have any other questions that you would like me to try to address in this tutorial format, that's all for this episode. I will see you in the next one.